Hi everybody, in this week's tech tip I'm going to be talking about how to fill out these state forms that we are all required to fill out and that Jill in her everlasting patience needs to constantly remind us to fill out. Now, maybe one of the reasons why we take so long to respond to her request and it requires so many emails is because a lot of us are, it's very hard for us to fill out by hand the different numbers and add everything up and do all that. So when Jill this year sent us all the electronic forms, which I've been using for years and probably should have done this screencast a lot earlier, it actually makes it a lot easier because you can copy and paste and you can also have Excel add everything up for you. So basically what I wanted to do was go through how to fill this out from the beginning and show you how everything works. So first of all, you got to put your name up here. You know, and there are 4 tabs here for each quarter. And she has already filled out the days off that you have. So you actually don't have to worry about which, oh man, look how few days off we have once the second, once that third quarter starts. But anyway, you don't have to fill out any of those days off. She already blacked out everything that's in there. So you put your name here. These sections over here are supposed to say employee signature and administrator signature and date, I think, but on they don't appear to say that here. Oh, there it is. Claimant signature, principal's approval, and date. So what we're going to do is we're gonna copy all that to quarter number 1 here. Make sure that it's all there, and you can do the same thing in your version of the file. So anyway, so now we're here, and you also fill out what role you serve in the school. And then you're ready to begin filling this out. I'm actually not going to go over with you in this screencast what each of these things mean. There is this handy dandy cheat sheet over here that I'm including in the email about this screencast, and you can see what categories apply to you. But let's say that you know, category faculty and staff focus. Let's go with that one. So participating in faculty meetings, reviewing staff newsletters, bulletins, emails. Okay, so you're supposed to say how much time you spent every day doing that. So I'm just going to do a very bare bones version of filling out this document so that you can see. So let's assume that I have a faculty meeting every Tuesday for 30 minutes. And so I'm just going to go ahead and find each of these weeks that contains a Tuesday and say, I know that we met on these Tuesdays. Now, there are a lot of holidays here, so it's going to be very few Tuesdays that I'm filling out. But let's say once the time comes, I fill out, or you know, at the end of the semester, I remember, oh, I had a meeting every Tuesday for 30 minutes. So I'm only going to fill this out, and just for the sake of doing the other part of this, I'm going to fill out the other stuff. Let's say that for 1 minute every day that class was available, I spent on student and stakeholder focus. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head whether that's accurate or not, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to do that. I'm tired of typing in one arrow key, so I could just click this, drag it all the way to the end, and it's going to start counting for me, so I have to just say copy cells. And now look, it filled out all these ones for me. So that's a very good thing to do. Keep in mind that just because these cells are blacked out doesn't mean you can't put numbers in there. So please make sure that if you do drag all the way to the end, that you know that those cells over there get filled too. Here in my version, it copied over the black, but you should try to make sure that you don't put any numbers in these black sections accidentally, because it will add up the tally, which is the next part I'm going to show you. Once you're done, you don't have to go through here and count up all the ones and then do all the math yourself. What you can do is simply click here and then tell it to do an auto sum. Okay, or tell it to do a sum, and then it's going to ask you to drag over what is included here. And so then you press enter, and it actually adds it up for you. The best part about Excel, though, is you don't have to do that for the other rows. You can go ahead and drag this little C right here. There's a little square right here. Drag it down to the next row, and it will do the same function of adding up all of the cells across here for you. So I guess 6/30 equals 180. Yep, that math checks out. So that's really all there is to it here, because you don't have to fill out a total anywhere at the bottom here to add it up for them. You just have to put your totals here, and whoever looks at this sheet, I suppose, will do the math themselves. One of the other little things that I like to do is, let's say I don't use a certain row, I like to black it out, and then I'll go ahead and do that on every single quarter so that I know which rows I'm filling out. Because there's some things that really don't apply to me. Transportation of pupils, that's not something that I ever do. So I will just black that out, and it just helps me fill it out more and makes it more focused. Obviously, that's totally optional for you to do, but it's just a little something that helps me as I do this report. Keep in mind that quarter 2, 3, and 4 are located in the same document. When it's time to print, you can just click print on this the page that you're on. Just say active sheet. Make sure it doesn't say entire workbook. Make sure that it also says fit sheet on one page, and then you can print it out. Make sure that you sign it up here, date it, and then give it to Jill. And that's really all there is to it. I hope this helps you expedite your state forms process. And now that you know this little trick, this will help you from year to year and certainly from quarter to quarter. Have a wonderful day and enjoy.